Today we're going to take a look at a brand new backpack series from Kelty that gives us a hybrid external frame system. Well folks, super pumped for today's video as we look at the 48-liter Zyp from Kelty. Now this entire Zyp line has a 28, 38, and 48-liter size. And I've had a chance now to use this on a couple day hikes with about 25 pounds of loadout in this particular backpack. What makes this pack unique is it has an kind of hybrid external frame system that we're going to look at today that really gets the pack off of your body, giving you lots of flow through and lots of adjustment. And we're going to also talk in concept today, could you do a ultralight multi-day backpacking trip out of this 48-liter size? I've packed it out with all the gear that I would take on a regular basis to show you if it'll fit in the different options that it has to carry the gear that you might want to take into the backcountry. So with that, let's go ahead and break this pack down and see what it has to offer. So I will hit just a couple quick specs with you. I will have the entire spec list in the description below that you can take a look at if you want really in-depth detail on the specs of this bag. But the main things that are important to me that I would want to pass on to you is that the dry weight of the bag is 3 pounds 5 ounces. It will fit torsos from 16 to 22 inches, which is awesome because I'm 21 inches and a lot of day packs don't fit me quite right. This has the capability to fit larger people and smaller people and has an optimal carry weight of between 20 and 40 pounds in the bag. Now as we go through the bag and I break it down for you, I have loaded it out with all the gear I would take on a multi-day backpacking trip. But I also love to hear in the comments below what are some essentials that you take with you when you're going for a few days in the backcountry and enjoying a multi-day backpacking trip. So in this concept, it's going to be a really lightweight, small 1 to 2 man tent and or tarp. And so I'm just using a Mount Smith tarp here as an example of a 1 or 2 man shelter. And it's awesome that they have detachable straps here at the bottom. So you could lash all kinds of different stuff. You could do your bedroll, whatever it would be, but you could easily get a 1 or 2 man tarp or tent on the bottom there. And if you don't have anything, obviously it just works as a compression straps on the bottom. But the way the pack is designed, you could carry smaller shelters in up to 4 other locations aside from the bottom. You have these giant stuff sacks here that if you did want to do it, you could stuff that shelter in one of these 2 stuff pouches on the back and even kind of tuck it underneath the lid if need be, like that. And these pouches can be used for all sorts of other stuff as well, including jackets. You can fit full-size Nalgene's or other stuffable gear items in these 2 very large back pouches. Our little background noise maker. Or use the ambidextrous water bottle pouches on either side that could easily fit Nalgene's, different types of water bottles. And you could even stuff most 1 or 2 man shelters in there on the side. Use your side compression strap and be ready to rock and roll that way as well. So lots of ways you can carry small shelters on this pack and carry lots of other stuffable gear items on all 4 of the 2 water bottle pouches and the 2 stuff sacks in the back. So I want to show you the top loading panel and the 2 different types of ways that you can get into the bag and the ways that you can organize. So up here we have a side zip pocket on the upper load panel. I would have liked to see that a little wider because it does go all the way over to here. You can get lots of different gear items in there. I have a mini survival pouch with headlamp and a few fire steel and different ways to start fires, things like that. And on the flip side, you can flip it over, and to get to the main compartment, in case you forgot something or stuffed it down there by mistake, you need to get to it. You have a large zipper right there that you can get into the main body of the bag as well. I like that little aspect there. And that's going to be YKK zippers throughout. So as we go back to that lid and flip that thing open, you can see we got that drawstring. I got my medical kit on top just so I have quick access to that in case I needed it. Big drawstring aspect there. But again, the concept of being 1 to 2 to 3 days, probably max day pack, I think it has the potential to do that. I have my food bag stuffed out right there. I have a full cook set, my Stanley 40 or 24 ounce, and I have inside there 1 small fuel pod and my pocket rocket from MSR 2.0 fits in there. Then I have a Marmot ultralight day pack, 18 liters. I have a couple changes of clothes in. And then we have our water bladder pouch, very large there, has the clip to hold your water bladder if you wanted to do that, and your large port to feed your bladder hose through. You can see how wide that mouth is, and if you're not doing it as maybe an ultralight backpacking option, you can obviously cinch this thing down, really compress it so it's not as big and maxed out like we're seeing in this particular part of the video. But then I have my sleeping pad, my Climate sleeping pad, pillow, 2 pillows in there, one between my legs and one for my head. And then I also have my uncompressed 15-degree down bag. You guys, I still have some space, and you can see there again with multiple options to carry the shelter. I have 2 water bottles on either side, one being a water purifier, one not. I still have enough space for maybe a little tiny camera organizer and a GoPro and a few other essentials, and this wasn't completely maxed out. I'm not even using one of those pouches over here on the back, and I still had some space in the top loader and right underneath the top loader as well, that little lid portion. I could still get a few other items in there. So the potential to be, I would say, maximum of 3-day for me and how I run, but maybe some of you can do it and you're ultralight backpackers. You might be able to get a couple days of backpacking out of this pack, and or cinch it down and still have a very large but very functional day pack for those longer excursions. So I want to hit price point with you guys real fast. Now this is going to go for about $170. The smallest version will be about $130, the 28 liter, and then the 38 liter I believe is somewhere in the middle around like $150. Now at that price point you're getting a lot of pack, and a lot of these kind of higher end packs now are running around that price point from Mountain Smith, and you look at other brands like Osprey, that's what you're going to get in those 48 liter size ranges. We will have links over to Amazon and backcountry.com. We appreciate when you guys use those hyperlinks. If you are looking at this design, they do have women's versions as well, which is really great. So regardless of the body type, they have options for you in different color combinations, which is really sweet. So really, for what you're paying, you're going to get a really technical with a lot of options and a lot of capability in my mind backpack when you get the Zyp series, and particularly if you're looking at the 48 liter. So obviously one of the other super cool aspects to this is kind of a hybrid external frame, internal frame kind of setup, which is epic. I have now used it, my buddies have used it, and we love it. It's fantastic, very easy to adjust, doesn't create a lot of hot spots on your back like other normal standard packs, and has a lot of flow through, which is just awesome. So I believe they call it their Naudatech, N-A-D-A, Naudatech. And I'm not going to go through all the aspects. There's a simple video on Kelty's website if you're having trouble adjusting it. It's a very easy adjustment, but I'll just give you some basic idea. You got your upper compression straps, you got a really good pull handle here. Now we have these tracks that you can see that this entire upper yoke slides on. So that's where your adjustability from 16 inches of torso length to 22 inches of torso length is given to you. And me being 6'2" at 215 pounds, this pack fits on me really well, and I love it. So it's very easy to get it to the right fit. You have your frame that we were talking about earlier right here that keeps it off your body. You have all this flow through, and then you just tighten down the yoke here with these compression straps. You can see there it's bringing the yoke down. Usually, because of my size, I have it maxed out. It just goes right there, and then I'll just pull slightly, and you can adjust this completely on your back. You don't have to have a partner or anything like that. That's a major bonus. Then they have these really good, nice, breathable mesh back here. The yoke carries the weight very well. I've carried about 25 pounds the times that I've used it, my buddies have used it. That's about the weight in here. And then that's gonna bring around to, you got some little elastic cord to feed your bladder hose through. Then you have your track system for your sternum strap. I prefer ladder systems over the track system. This rides a little higher than I would prefer. I would have liked to have about 2 more inches of travel on this. It's still very doable. It's not too high where I feel like it's choking me out. I just would have liked a little extra. And I, again, prefer ladders so I can adjust it to where I want, and it's not gonna slide up and down. And then you got your large amount of adjustment on the sides here. Then you got your very large hip belt, which I really like. Carries the weight very well with good pockets on either side to carry your snacks and fit smaller cell phones in, and then pull towards you with good strong clips. They're not as weak as some of the older Kelty models. I really like these clips a lot. They're really durable without, you know, sacrificing and making it overly built or overly heavy. So a great system that really carries loads really, really well and is very easy to adjust. Well, folks, there you have it. I hope this video has been entertaining, informative, really pointing in the right direction. I love this pack. I would highly recommend it if you're looking for a day pack that can carry a lot of gear, or possibly trying to go really ultralight and you're not wanting to break the bank. This has the potential to be an ultralight backpacker for a few days out in the backcountry, and I love it. So check us out on all the social media, putting up stuff there all the time. Subscribe if you're not a current subscriber, and as always, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.
Can we go inside?
You know what, buddy? We're done now. We can go inside.